Treasury has urged the Mangaung Metro to stop plans to establish a Metro police service. The Metro is being urged to take steps to rescind the decision as soon as possible. Meanwhile, ANC President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa is continuing his party's campaign in the Free State. We're just 13 days away from voting. It's Ramaphosa's second day in the Free State. Reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones following the president in Mangaung, joining us now live from there. Good afternoon. Pule, what's the latest you can tell us about the presidential campaign? And I wonder if the president has been asked, yet has already been asked about this plans of Mangaung Metro to set up a police service. Now Treasury is saying, no, don't do it.
Well, yes, Bratan, the president, of course, on his campaign trail here in Mangaung, urging some of the ANC supporters to continue voting for the ANC. While that's the case, his speech has centered around saying that the ANC is on a renewal path to unity and that voters should continue, vowing and voting for the ANC despite some of the challenges that the party encounters. And therefore, this campaign trail follows what he was doing yesterday in Kwakwa in Malutapofong, where we saw the mayor there, Masachaba, being booed by some of the ANC members, saying the service delivery in the area has deteriorated and therefore the ANC hasn't taken some of their concerns seriously. So even here, the main question and main concerns have been around the president not taking some of those one-on-one questions with the residents so they can properly ventilate their issues.
So the president still up and about. You haven't had the opportunity yet, maybe you'll get it later, to talk to him about the Mangaung with the news that's coming out now that they want a Metro police service. National Treasury saying, no, please stop your plans.
Well, in fact, Bradan, while I'm on my phone here, we actually got those news when we were following the president on this campaign trail. And this is quite a scathing, letter that was sent to the acting city manager, Mr. Moore, who, of course, was supposed to relay this message to the MMC for transport, MMC for transport, Patrick. And one of the lines here, Bradan, if I can just read for you quickly, it says here, it's a letter from Treasury saying, the message is simple. National Treasury does not support the establishment of the Metro. It says that the plans, that the Moore is reminded that there should be this intervention, and failing to achieve the set target, it would hamper the municipality's finances, saying that this is an issue that's supposed to be being taken seriously. But let me just quickly, just saw the national spokesperson of the ANC, Pule Letshwiti-Jones, joining me right now. I'm just going to speak to him. You're coming at the right time, Mr. Mabe, when we actually just broke a story about the National Treasury having to halt the process of having to establish a Metro Police Service development, saying it does not have enough capacity and money there. But furthermore, if you can just explain to us about the president's development on his campaign trail here, how has that gone and how is the ANC feeling in this municipality which is trying to win over?
Well, the president has been well received by the people of Mangaung. We were in Putadichaba yesterday, and he was being well received by the people, was able to engage with the communities there. And they were honest about some of the challenges that they are experiencing on the ground. And the president himself was the first to really acknowledge on behalf of the organization where we are leading municipalities for communities to still give us a chance so that we can work with them to improve on some of the things, but also make sure that we could really have the most skillful, capable individuals, men and women, who will be able to place the interest of communities first. So now, as we move around, there are challenges that are being raised. We ought to pay attention to those and then say to our councillor candidates, because we are occupying the seat of government here in Mangaung. We are not trying to win over. We are trying to really retain our position as the governing party in Mangaung. So we've got to, so the men and women that we've put forward as councillors are those that enjoy the trust of these communities that they're expected to service. But also, Pule, just for the sake of your own viewers, tomorrow the president of the ANC is expected to address the inaugural roll call event. The roll call event is really about our councillor candidates throughout the country taking a pledge, committing themselves to do better and deliver better, but also saying These are the things that we are going to have to do ourselves to make sure that we fulfill the promises that the ANC has made in its own manifesto. So it's really a very big day for the ANC tomorrow.
Yes, I saw that roll call plan whereby it's expected to take across all 9 provinces with provincial chairpersons. But just on a separate matter, I know you're focusing on the trail, and now we've just received this report, letter from National Treasury, which is a directive from the Deputy President, David Mabuza, to say the process of establishing a Metro Police Service Department should be halted because there isn't capacity and much financial resources. But furthermore, that the likes of MMC for Transport, Patrick Munyakwan, and other officials from the ANC have been placing pressure to say this establishment must be, of course, implemented. What does this say of some of those in the ANC who are still carrying out such illicit activities?
Well, I do not know the full details of this, and I don't think that the interpretation of comrades of Mangaung in wanting to have the Metro Police Department is a defiance. This program could have been a program that they had started some times back. It is possible that the National Treasury at a level of government, having made their own assessment, might have realized that there could be resource constraints here and there. But I'm sure and confident that they will be able to work on finding a solution, because this is a metro. It is supposed to operate like any other metro. So where there are issues that need to be resolved, they will be attended to internally in the normal course of organization.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr.
No, thanks.
All right, there you go. Pule Letshwiti, national spokesperson of the ANC, just briefing us about that matter. But Dan, this is still a boiling issue in Mangaung right now, and of course we have spoken to the mayor of Mangaung, Sionjo Nampolisi, who said that she will be reverting back to us to give us comments on the matter. But we also will be speaking to the provincial task team convener, MEC Rescind, just a couple of minutes from now to get that kind of reaction and comment as to what will be the way forward in terms of dealing with this matter.
Thank you very much. Yes, and the National Treasury is very clear, Pule, as you said, as you read from their statement, that we are focusing on the in Mangaung, while we are covering, of course, the ongoing campaigning by the ANC President, Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa. Thank you very much, Pule Letshwiti-Jones, on the ground for us in Mangaung.